Good morning. Thank you for being here today. I want to talk to you about something we all wrestle with at some point in life, the challenge of timing. So many of us are striving, reaching, pushing forward with all the strength we have, trying to make things happen on our own schedule. But sometimes, despite all our efforts, the doors we want to open stay closed. And in those moments, we're left wondering, why not now? But friends, that's where trust comes in. Trust in God's timing. Patience in uncertainty. First, let's talk about patience. Have you ever noticed how uncomfortable waiting can feel? In a world where we're used to getting things at the tap of a finger, patience feels like a test of endurance. But here's the truth: while you're waiting, something incredible is happening beneath the surface. The things you can't see, the things you don't yet understand, are coming together in ways you wouldn't imagine. That quiet stretch of time when you're waiting, it's often the most transformative season. It's where God is working on you, preparing you, and growing your heart. Preparation and readiness. Now think about this: if every single thing you ever wanted landed in your lap exactly when you wanted it, would you truly be ready to handle it? Often God's timing has a purpose to prepare you. That delay you're experiencing, it's there so you can grow, refine, and strengthen yourself. It's not a no, it's just a not yet, because there's something powerful in becoming the person who's not only ready to receive their blessings, but also ready to do good with them. If you're waiting for a door to open in your career, maybe this time is for you to hone your skills, network, and develop resilience. If you're yearning for a relationship, perhaps this season is for you to heal, to become whole in yourself, so that when love comes, you're ready to embrace it fully. Faith beyond control. Finally, let's talk about faith. True faith means letting go of the need to control everything. It's releasing that grip on your own timeline and saying, I trust there's a bigger plan here that's hard, isn't it? We think we know best. We think we know when things should happen. But here's a reminder: God has a view of our lives that we can't even fathom. When you're rooted in faith, you can find peace in the knowledge that the right things will come at the right time. And when that time comes, you'll look back on your life and say, I understand now. I see why it had to happen this way. The wait will have strengthened you, grown you, and prepared you for all that's ahead. When we think about patience, we often picture it as this simple ability to wait. We might even believe that it's merely about enduring boredom or learning to sit still. But true patience, the kind we experience during seasons of deep uncertainty, is so much more. It's about waiting in a way that transforms us from within, about cultivating a strength and resilience that can only grow in moments where life seems unclear and outcomes are beyond our control. It's an active, dynamic process, and one of the most challenging aspects of any journey. Consider this: we're living in a world where everything is about speed and immediacy. Almost everything we want, we can get with a tap on a screen or a quick search. We're used to answers coming fast, results happening instantly, and gratification arriving without delay. This constant rush shapes our expectations, even for the deeper, more meaningful things in life: our relationships, our goals, our dreams, our healing. When things don't happen immediately, we feel unsettled, uncomfortable, and often frustrated. But in those periods of uncertainty, where the path is foggy and the destination seems out of reach, patience has an incredible role to play. You see, it's often in these moments that life is working on us in unseen ways, that God is shaping us for what's ahead. When we're waiting, it feels as if nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, there's growth. Just like a seed buried deep in the soil, something significant is happening where we cannot see it. The seed has to be in the dark, in that unknown place, before it can break through the ground and reach the sunlight. And just like that seed, when we're in seasons of waiting, there's a foundation being laid within us that we'll later rely on in ways we can't even imagine right now. Patience in these times is not passive, it's profoundly active. It's about embracing the unknown and finding the courage to keep showing up, even when there are no visible signs of progress. And that's one of the hardest things to do, because we're wired to want results, to want certainty, to crave movement. But patience in uncertainty asks us to let go of our need for instant results. It asks us to trust that this quiet season is exactly where we're meant to be. We may not see the whole picture, but that doesn't mean that life isn't moving us closer to where we're supposed to go. It's as if we're learning to swim, not by paddling frantically, but by letting ourselves float, letting the current of life carry us, trusting it knows the way. What makes this kind of patience so powerful is that it teaches us to rely on inner strength and faith rather than on external outcomes. We often think we're waiting for things to change, for something external to move or shift. But in reality, patience during uncertainty is a call to look inward. It's a chance to grow in ways we may not even be aware of. Maybe it's helping us develop resilience. Maybe it's teaching us to handle setbacks with grace. Maybe it's giving us the time to mend relationships, to develop new perspectives, or to heal from wounds we didn't realize were still affecting us. In these waiting periods, there's also an invitation to be present in our lives in a way we might otherwise overlook. Sometimes we're so focused on the future, so set on reaching a particular destination, that we miss the beauty of where we are right now. We miss the chance to appreciate small moments, to connect with others, to enjoy the journey. Patience in uncertainty gives us that gift, the ability to live in the present, and to recognize that every moment, even the quiet, uncertain ones, has value. And as we develop patience in this way, we start to shift our perspective on life itself. We begin to understand that timing is often beyond our control, and that's okay. We stop fighting against the current, and instead we learn to flow with it. We trust that things will unfold as they're meant to, in the way that's best for us, even if that's not always clear. We begin to see that the waiting isn't a punishment or a test, it's a chance to grow in faith, to build strength, to prepare for what's to come. In the end, patience in uncertainty is one of the greatest forms of trust. It's choosing to believe that even though we may not understand why things are happening this way, there's a reason, a purpose, a divine timing that will eventually reveal itself. And when that moment comes, when the doors finally open, when clarity replaces confusion, we'll see that this season of patience was not only worth it, but essential. So while we wait, let us find peace in the stillness. Let us allow patience to do its work, trusting that life is guiding us exactly where we need to be. And let us hold on to the hope that when the time is right, everything we've waited for, everything we've worked on, will come together in a way more beautiful than we could have ever planned. Certainly, here's a deeply expanded exploration of preparation and readiness. When we think about preparing for something we desire, we often picture practical steps, learning new skills, gathering resources, making connections. And while these actions are undoubtedly valuable, true preparation runs far deeper. It's a process that doesn't just prepare us outwardly, but prepares our heart, mind, and spirit to handle what's to come. You see, there's a difference between simply receiving a blessing and being ready for it. True readiness is a form of strength that allows us not only to reach our goals, but to sustain them and thrive within them. Imagine for a moment if everything you ever wished for appeared in your life right now, all at once. The opportunities, the relationships, the success, all right here in this moment. Would you truly be ready? Would you have the stability to handle the pressures that might come with it? The wisdom to navigate new challenges, the emotional resilience to stay grounded? Often there's a reason why our dreams don't come to us immediately. The delay isn't a denial. It's a time of preparation. It's a chance to develop the inner resources we'll need to hold on to what we're striving for. In our periods of waiting, the process of preparation goes beyond what's obvious. Preparation is as much about who we're becoming as it is about what we're doing. Sometimes the very act of working toward our goals builds qualities we didn't even know we needed. Patience, humility, adaptability, and even gratitude, they're all being cultivated within us in ways we may not immediately recognize. We might think we're simply preparing for an outcome, but life is preparing us for a transformation, for a shift that changes who we are at our core. Take, for instance, someone working toward a breakthrough in their career. They may believe they're only gaining skills and knowledge, but in reality, they're also learning perseverance. They're understanding what it means to navigate setbacks, to adjust their strategies, to keep showing up even when results aren't immediate. These qualities are like an invisible toolkit they'll carry with them, one that will serve them in countless ways once that door finally opens. They're not just preparing for a new role or position, they're preparing to be the kind of person who can thrive in it, contribute meaningfully, and inspire others along the way. And what about relationships? Sometimes people yearn deeply for connection, for love, for companionship. But instead of rushing into something before we're truly ready, these times of waiting are often opportunities to grow within ourselves. In this space, we're given the gift of self-reflection, a chance to understand our own needs, desires, and boundaries. We learn what it means to be whole within ourselves, to heal from past experiences, and to cultivate the love and compassion that we hope to share with others. So when love does enter our lives, we're not seeking someone to complete us, we're ready to offer something complete in ourselves. Preparation often comes with challenges, but these challenges are a gift. They help us grow into the person we need to be to handle our blessings with grace. In a way, the waiting period is like a training ground, building qualities that we'll later rely on. Think of it as the foundation beneath a house. Without a solid foundation, even the most beautiful structure won't stand for long. Life uses this time to strengthen our foundation to make sure we're steady, capable, and strong enough to support the dreams we're building. And sometimes this preparation process requires us to let go of things that no longer serve us. We might have habits, thought patterns, or even relationships that could hold us back from fully stepping into our blessings. Preparation asks us to shed what is unnecessary so that we can make room for what's to come. It's not always easy, and it can feel like a painful process, but there's a freedom that comes from letting go of what's weighing us down. It's a purification that makes space for the new, for the better, for the life we truly want. This preparation also nurtures gratitude within us. When we spend time working, growing, and waiting, we come to appreciate the blessings we receive on a much deeper level. Instead of taking things for granted, we understand the value of what we have because we remember the journey it took to get there. The patience, the effort, the growth, all of it shapes us into people who cherish our blessings, who recognize their worth, and who treat them with care. And this gratitude, this appreciation, becomes a part of our foundation, allowing us to find joy in the journey as much as in the destination. Finally, preparation is about faith. It's about believing that even though we may not have everything we desire at this moment, we're being prepared for something that aligns with our highest good. There's a higher wisdom at play, one that sees beyond what we can see, guiding us through each step. This belief helps us release the need to rush, the need to force outcomes, and instead allows us to trust that everything we're doing right now is not in vain. It reminds us that the right things will come when we're ready, and that the journey itself is equipping us with everything we'll need to thrive.